Now let's turn to Georgia. Some 3,000 votes separate President Trump and Joe Biden. Let's take another look at those numbers in the state of Georgia. And you can see President Trump with 2,446,850 votes. 2,443,364 for Joe Biden. That is a difference of 3,486 in the state of Georgia.
NewsNation correspondent Brian Entin is live in Atlanta for us tonight with the latest on the vote counting efforts there. Brian?
Yeah, Joe, the vote counting goes on tonight, and every couple of hours, the Georgia Secretary of State gives an update, and the margin just keeps getting smaller and smaller. You mentioned it. President Trump in the lead here by just 3,500 votes now. Take a look. This is what's happening in counties across the state as the count continues. Here in Atlanta, the counties that surround Atlanta, they have mostly finished counting votes tonight. We're hearing that Chatham County, which is in Savannah, they are also finishing up tonight. But at this point, latest check with the Secretary of State, about 18,936 votes are left to count. We spoke with officials at the Secretary of State's office earlier, asked how long this entire process is going to take. This is what they told us.
We can't know how long the process will take. We hope to have clarity on the outcomes of these elections as soon as possible. However, when you have so many important elections in the state being so close, done is a very relative term at this point. We're trying to get all the legal votes counted accurately so we can get the right results and make sure that everybody's vote is reflected properly.
And the Secretary of State, who is a Republican, has said that this has been a fair process. He says that they use only paper ballots in the state of Georgia, so they are able to audit. He says even without a recount, Georgia law requires that there is an audit, so they will be sure that the votes were counted properly. But you've got Trump supporters who are not happy with the way that this is going. Donald Trump Jr. was just here. He said that he wants transparency and that he does not think this has been a fair process. This is what he just said.
I think the Democrats are used to this from a Republican Party that hasn't had a backbone. Yes. You're not going to see that this time around. That party is gone, and anyone that doesn't fight like that should go with it.
So Donald Trump Jr. Saying that they will fight this in court. But again, the Republican Secretary of State here saying that so far there is no indication of any fraud or anything like that, and there will be a mandatory audit to ensure that things went fairly here in Georgia. But again, right now, about a 3,500 vote lead for President Trump, but that continues to shrink about every hour when they release new numbers. And this is where things could get really, really interesting. We learned from the Secretary of State's office today that there are 8,889 military absentee mail-in ballots that could come in sometime between now and tomorrow. They're not sure if all of them will get mailed back, but they are out there and they could come in, and those could change the numbers even more here in Georgia. For now, live in Atlanta, Brian Entin, NewsNation.
Very interesting. Brian, quickly, we're up against the clock here, but just if you can, give us an idea if they've said anything on when they might expect final results. They by far have the fewest votes left to count there.
Yeah, and you'd think when you hear the fewest votes left to count that they would have the results sooner, but the margin is now so small, they explained today, that actually makes the process take longer. They said they hope to have it wrapped up by tonight, but now it's looking like it may go into tomorrow.
All right, Brian Entin for us in Atlanta. We'll check back in with you shortly, Brian. Thank you very much. We're now joined again by Michael Latner to discuss Georgia's numbers. Michael, you just heard those latest numbers. Where are these numbers coming from? What are you expecting here in the next couple of hours?
Yeah, it would not surprise me at all if we were headed towards a recount in Georgia. This margin is so thin, and it just keeps getting thinner and thinner. I saw that Chatham County, they dropped some ballots, and that reduced Trump's lead to about 3,600. But you still have about 20,000 ballots that are out in more blue-leaning Gwinnett County. You look at those military ballots that were just mentioned, 8,000 of those. This is going to be a real nail-biter.
What are you doing comparing it to 2016? Michael, that was interesting when we talked about Pennsylvania. What are you seeing on that?
Yeah, so similarly, we're seeing turnout just high across the board. But in Georgia, it's in particular those counties in and surrounding Atlanta. We're looking at, Cobb County, DeKalb, Fulton, Gwinnett. All of those big urban counties are seeing 100,000 or more voters compared to 2016. And we're also seeing that Democrats are overperforming. Biden is performing better than Clinton did in those same counties, in part because there's been demographic change, but it's also reflective of the ground game that the Democratic Party put on in Georgia, making a real effort and building an organizational apparatus over years.
All right, Michael, we appreciate it. We'll be talking to you about the Arizona and Nevada ballots coming up in just a little while. Thank you.